That said, you should be able to see me in there. Red, orange, and yellow guy.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, how cool is that, right? Except for my beard. Like, some people like to call me Nearly Headless Nick. Does anybody get that reference? Yeah, see, somebody got it. But we are looking for the cold spots. So I make the joke that I'm normally the hottest thing inside the frame. Yeah, sorry, Kevin, but that's how that works. But the reason we're looking for the cold spots, they're going to be blue and black. We want them to either take shape or to start moving on their own. So with them taking shape, I want a head, shoulders, moving arms and legs. That's what we're looking for out of this guy. That's what we've caught in the past. That's what we'll hopefully capture again. So they went into the whole song. Did you guys see that? So the other thing about this particular camera is that there's a blue dot bouncing around the screen. It is there to show you the coldest spot in the frame at that particular moment. So we are 80 degrees out here tonight. I'm looking for 15 plus degree temperature drops. That's 65 degrees and colder. When I spot check your video, it might be a can on the ground, it might be a sign, it might be a windshield. Again, I'm always freeze framing it to see what's going on with that. So with this one, and because of the delicacy of it, I am going to kind of see what's going on. I'll go over the history. I'll spread you guys out. We're going to keep you on mute as I cover that history. The reason why my ear is trained to listen to that, so if I'm focused on that, I won't focus on what the rest of the history is, so you guys will know.
It's good because I wouldn't be focusing on this. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
Exactly. All right, so welcome to a parking lot, everybody. Congrats, you made it. I told you, I'd take you to weird spots. This place used to be something. This used to be the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. Their mansion sat in the front of the space where all those cars are parked, and then Eliza's garden was lined up with Five Church Restaurant and came all the way across, and we are standing in the servants and slave quarters for the home. That's the layout of the land. So who the heck were these people? Just yelling at. By the way, Kevin, if I didn't tell you already, make sure that the wire camera part is always on your left where it's at right now.
Yes.
So if you flip it, you'll have it upside down.
I figured.
Yes.
I was recording over there, my views, that looks going like that, like the signs like that. And I saw boom, 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 and like a shoulders,
Okay.
arms, body.
And you were recording? You still recording?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, leave them on. So I'll definitely take a look.
And it's head.
Grace, you just have to screen up.
Sorry. So you said don't record it after it's at 6.1, but I also got a flash from 2.2.
We're still looking for 2.5 and higher.
Okay.
So, but yeah, definitely 6.1 is your new base. So don't tell me anything below it. The reason why, I write all those numbers down. Nobody wants a whole report with nothing but numbers in it. So we just want to see how high it'll go. So, who the heck were these people, by the way? Bella, you got something interesting that you're showing everybody?
No, we just need those.
Oh, I just didn't know if you had a really cool word that was relevant already. Okay, well, hopefully I can. So, who the heck were these people? Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case you guys weren't paying attention. That's why we look for those secondary clues, so I know which Charles is actually coming through. So in the event that Shannon hears the name Charles, hopefully, why am I getting your guys' names mixed up? Rachel will hear something else that is specific to another Charles, so I know which one it is, so I know how to address them. So again, 3 different people. But anyway, the son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. Big deal for South Carolina, but I hate politics more than all of you combined, especially this year, right, guys? But anyway.
It says something about drunk.
Drunk. I'll write down the word drunk. That's very specific. But anyway, so we're going to move on to Eliza. If I don't give the 2 Charleses, the signers of the Constitution, their recognition, they will do it for me in a nasty manner through a spirit box. So I just make sure I give it to them and I move on. Let's talk about Eliza.
Shout out to the beauties.
Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. So think of a year or an age when people actually get married around this time that we are living now, not the 1700s, because that's when girls got married at the ages of 12 and 14. Okay, so don't expect those kind of numbers. And the reason I tell you that is because the husband, Charles, was over double her age when they married. So it's kind of a creepy age gap then, it's a creepy age gap now. So I'm just going to put that out there. So, continuing on. Anyway, she married him because her father was over in England. He thinks he's dying. He's trying to bring all of his kids home one last time so he can see him. Well, Eliza didn't believe he was dying. So she stayed put right here and got married. It's 1744. You don't get married in that particular year to earn a green card. We're not a country yet. There's no such thing. She married him out of love. There's nothing horrific about this location. Again, not a TV show host over here. This is a true love story, guys. So, she was correct. Dad did not die right away, and instead he starts sending her gifts from England to where you're standing. One of the gifts he sent her was the plant seeds of indigo. That's a plant.
Position was first.
Plant seeds are a plant that makes blue dye, makes your blue jeans blue. That's what we use it for now. So, when she got her seeds, no idea what to do with it. Had to learn from her servants how to keep it going. It's not always hot here. Then she learned how to make the dye, moved it to a cash crop, got a hold of her dad and told him that the rice plantations were going downhill. They were going to make a killing with the indigo. and we now have an international businesswoman during colonial times. We didn't have those back then. This is a very big deal. So now that's the boring business stuff of Eliza. Let's get into the weird stuff, because that's why you guys showed up. Here's what's going to happen. Anybody that's holding a communication device is going to get a set of focus questions. You can either say these things out loud, or you can just focus on them. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm here just about every night. Eliza knows what you're about to ask. So kind of 3 rules of thumb. No yes, no questions, right? So try to find a way to reword it. Be respectful, and do not ask about Eliza's children. I will reveal those answers before we leave the space. You'll poke the bear unintentionally. Don't do that. So we're going to start off with Shannon. Your device only gives us like 1 to 2 syllables at a time. So when we spread out, you'll start focusing on what happened to the mansion. It's not here anymore. If you get the what, we often get the 2 or 3 numbers from the exact date of when that occurred. I'm here to tell you, we already have one of the numbers that came out of Rachel as we entered the space. So very specific numbers that came out of this. So you can also go after the marriage questions if you like, because again, 1 to 2 syllables is normally what comes out of that one.
I also
Great.
just got 12 base.
It's the 3rd time she's had the number 12, just so you know. You may have more than likely saw an insect, but if you were recording, I would definitely check it out. Rachel, you're going to focus on Eliza's death. 4 major things that we get answers to. She's open to talking about it. She knows she's dead.
Okay.
How old she was when she died.
Okay.
What she died from.
Okay.
Where she's buried.
Are you remembering this?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a quick way to remember it.
Okay.
Where she's buried, which president was a pallbearer at her funeral. Do you know what a pallbearer is? Pallbearer are the people that carry the coffin to the grave
Oh,
itself.
president?
God,
Oh
a
my
president?
gosh.
A president.
Eliza was like a girl boss.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. We can use that term, hashtag, right? So, age, how, where, president.
Age, how, where, president.
There you go. Next one. So you're going to be looking for Eliza's initials, her full initials, ELP. The reason why is because Bella's going to be looking for what the L stands for. Here's why. The Eliza that I just told you to about is the 2nd wife named Eliza from Charles back to back. He had a 1st wife also named Eliza. Her maiden name also started with the letter L. Maiden name is the name she had before she married Charles. So ask which Eliza we're dealing with. So if you get any words that are coming out of that, Sydney, I need to know any
I
word
love you
that is
more.
3 letters or more. What was that?
I love you more.
Okay. I thought she said something else. I was kind of like, oh, we already have it. Cool. I thought she gave us like the full date. I was kinda like, oh yeah, we got the full date. So again, any words that are 3 letters or more out of that, Sydney, just let me know what they are. And then of course, you're kind of the catch-all of anything else, but you are going to be asking what Eliza's maiden name is.
I got a name a little bit back as Penelope.
I don't know a Penelope. Remember, 80% of that, most of it is going to be garbage or things that I just don't know about. So I do look into a lot of weird things that pop up with all of these devices. So again, I do a quick search, make sure if it doesn't match or if it
It
does
said
match.
with the Confederation.
With the Confederation. Take that. All right, cameras, you guys should already be running.
I just got 14.
Keep your guys' cameras running. 14 is relevant. I'll reveal why once we start seeing other things that are going to match up to it. But do not stop your cameras while
Whatever
we're
you
here.
believe.
The reason why is because if you think you saw something and you hit the start button,
I do think
Is it my
There's
body?
somebody
Yeah,
glitching
exactly.
back in between there.
do you think it's my own?
Or Sid. No, it's between Grace and Rachel.
yeah, it's probably picking up on the place back there.
Maybe.
Maybe, but I'll take a look. You're recording. I do a lot of spot checks, man. So, all right, guys, we're gonna spread out. Stay away from the cars. That's the biggest ordeal here. So I do need to.
No.
What's that?
No cars.
Just stay away from all cars. Don't go in between them. Don't go behind them, like against the walls. So just kind of stay in the middle so we can all keep an eye on each other. Sydney, I got to keep you with me for a few minutes so I can show you how to operate that thing. Everybody else spread out, and I'll be with everybody in just a minute. Shannon, get yourself unmuted. Let's do this. All right. So your device.
Can we go over this way?
You don't mind going over the corner there? I'll do whatever you think.
So my question was what happened to the mansion, right? Eliza, what happened to the mansion? Eliza, what happened to your mansion? Four. 2017. Eliza, I want to know what happened to the mansion. What happened to your mansion? Sounded like it said I already said. You want to try asking?
Is that question?
Yeah.
Eliza or anyone with information about this, what happened to the mansion?
Didn't like you.
Yeah.
Eliza, where are you now?
Nope.
That said right next to you, right?
Yeah, and then run. Oh my lord. What'd that say?
But I got somebody next to you. Eliza, I can hear you. What happened to your mansion?
I didn't make that out.
Something about water?
I don't think so.
So, some interesting things.
So I had to
Yeah.
hit mute again.
Hit mute.
We had
So-
Besides a funky smell up here.
Yeah, so
four,
we had 2017.
and then you said,
I said,
where are you?
Eliza, where are you? And it said, right next to you.
And then
run.
a male voice said, run.
And
But
then
the
a
right
song-
next to you was a female voice,
Yes,
right?
yeah, it was two
So
different
with the
voices.
genders, I normally don't care. The
Mhm.
reason why is it's using, think of that thing as Bumblebee from Transformers.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so
cool.
It's kind of like they don't care what gender as long
Yeah.
as the message gets across.
Mhm.
So unless it's a disembodied voice, which can be very hard to determine on
Mhm.
this specific device
Mhm.
without having a recording to analyze the
Mhm.
sound waves, I don't really care. It's about the message.
Mhm.
So again, if you don't want to tell me the gender, fine. I'm not going to write down
Okay.
genders. But again, I don't really care. It's about the
Mhm.
message. The right next to you is good. The run is usually the BS, the bullshit you guys hear on
Yeah,
Hollywood stuff,
mhm.
right?
Oh, yeah.
So same thing with like the
I don't know if
get
you heard
outs.
me kind of yelling. That was after the run part.
So run, get out, you're
Yeah,
gonna die.
mhm.
Like I don't write normally any of that
Yeah.
stuff down just because to me it's irrelevant. I don't normally
Mhm.
find those things, especially with the types of ghosts that I work with.
Mhm.
Again, they know me on a first name basis.
Yeah,
It comes
mhm.
up all the time. But again, whenever you hear names, numbers, nouns, like nouns are great. I love things like where it's conversational, where you can prove it, like where are you or right next to you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
And then a
that was
song
cool.
came on. So I asked another question. I said, I can hear you. I want to know about your mansion. And then a song came on that said, I'm standing right next to you.
Nice. So it's and again, it's not always going to be direct
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
mhm.
And you might be getting the answers from somebody else.
Mhm.
So that's also what I tell anybody using a communication device is somebody can ask a question, you might get the answer.
Mhm.
So that's how this works. Even if it was just the two of you here, I'm going to carry a communication device so Eliza can use multiple pieces. So it just depends on wherever it's going to land.
Okay.
That's the fun part for me. So even if there was just the two of you here, we're going to use at least 5 to 7 pieces of equipment. So that's kind of how it works.
So is it stealing voices from radio frequencies, or is it creating its own?
could be either or.
Really? That's
Yeah.
cool.
So I have disembodied voices where it's gone over like 12 radio stations.
Wow.
And then there's others where, I mean, most of the time, 90% of the time, it's actual radio chatter. But
That's
like,
cool.
like, oh, there's the word blue.
Selective. Yeah.
We're talking about indigo,
Yeah.
so blue would be relevant here.
Yeah.
So I want something else to go with it, and because somebody else might get the word plant. Now we have blue plant. So now that makes more sense, right?
That's cool, yeah.
So again, not always the singular things where I get excited about. It's unless it's a specific thing.
Yeah.
Like, so
That's
we
cool,
almost
yeah.
had.
Did hear something, we couldn't tell if it said it, about water. So I don't know if that's relevant or not. But that was the only thing relevant that
Funny
I
is
could.
the word water normally comes out of that device while we're here.
Really?
It's not the first time.
That's
And I don't
funny.
always bring this one out. So again, I have another spirit box. It's brand new, but I'm still not familiar with all of its functionality. So I figured with tonight's group, it probably wouldn't be a good night to experiment
Yeah.
with
Fair
it. So
enough.
let me go with something I'm
Yeah.
really familiar with.
Can I ask a functional question? Because we
Absolutely.
watch Ghost Adventures all the time.
Sure.
The one I see them always carry is like, it was a spirit puck. Is that what they call it? It's
No,
a
the
circle
puck is the one that has the that does the digital message.
Oh, gotcha. But the box they have is like
Looks
a
like a
circle
clock
one.
on top,
Yeah.
kind of.
Do you know what that one was?
I think that's the one they created.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That's fancy.
They got one they created that shows faces. I'm not watching that ever again.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
lord.
that one, like Ghost Adventures, like they do create a lot of like experimental
Oh, yeah, yeah.
equipment.
Mhm.
And I know folks that create their own stuff too. I'm not buying it. I want concrete things that
Yeah.
I can validate or things I can mess with. And like I'm not just going, oh great, I created a new spirit box.
Yeah.
Awesome. What does it do? Oh,
Yeah.
the same thing as this one. Like, well, why don't you put this functionality in there so you can
Yeah.
actually use it in a different fashion?
Yeah.
The reason I love the one that I gave over to Rachel so much is that it records.
Yeah,
So
that's really
the
cool.
fun part of that
Yeah.
one is we can go back.
Yeah,
and
that's
listen
very cool.
again. Nick, what you got, man? I know you're dying
I
to tell me
picked up
something.
some as we were walking from the gate. Fisher asked, if anybody's in front of the gate, please let yourself know.
Okay.
Like, make yourself known.
Yeah.
We record. I'm not. Now, as we're walking away, everybody's to the side, and then I see head, shoulders, knees, and toes, arms show up for a split second and disappear.
Has that number 43 always been there?
For a while.
Oh, I'm 10 or 12.
Do you want to put it on again for a few? Want to go like in the middle of these so I can hold this up again?
Eliza, what happened to your mansion? Eliza, what happened to you? Funny how much less is picking up.
Oh yeah. Hey buddy.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
Remember how you got the right next to you message?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there recording, and then I see another figure
Oh no.
very close, like looking at
Over me?
Uh-oh.
like kind of looking at.
Oh, it better start moving your way. Oh, that's cool, man. Thank you.
Eliza, who was standing next to us?
No. Out. Nope. What is this?
Chris? Who is here with us?
What is it?
I thought it said Jen. Because hers said Jen earlier.
Oh.
Is the phone app?
Okay, yeah.
What is your name? flows and waves of nothing, and then
Maybe try Where Are You?
we already asked it that, and it told us it was standing next to us. Who has been speaking with us tonight?
My daughter?
Red.
I'm dancing?
I heard red.
We're legal.
Ready
Oh,
to go?
okay. Thank you.
Now that.
I thought it said my daughter.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, we did feel colder over there a second ago. I don't know if that was the wind.
That was when I said, who am I speaking to, right? My
A little
daughter.
bit after that, yeah. It's a very southern thing to do, just my daughter.
Still recording.
Yes.
So all that little stuff.
We got a
is
screen.
not, like I don't care about those things.
I didn't get anything more
But
than
the sub is interesting only because I've never seen that word sub before. So anything 3 letters or more, that's how I learn about your device. So kind of keep in mind, like, I don't know what's going to show up on that thing. Sometimes we don't get anything. There's other nights we have like 30. So just anything with 3 letters or more. So cameras, you can hit that stop button, relax a little bit. You see you standing there. I'm over here writing stuff down. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, but they were all
Oh, so I went around.
throwing up and went,
Who crapped your pants?
Nice job.
Really?
who are we talking to?
I don't know. It said nice job though.
Oh, thank you. I practice that daily, don't you know?
I got
Who are you?
numbers for a little bit. Where are we at with yours? So,
Okay.
Right now. What you got?
On the
Can you go clear for me?
You're too sweet for me. Home. Oh wait, I already said something. In court for life insurance.
Oh, come on, Anya, you can be a little.
Birthday.
Oh,
Body around
really? Thank you.
Jimmy.
What I missed?
9025. Name of the Holy Spirit. Capital One. This is the 3rd time. So tired.
There you go. You got
Haunted.
this.
God's
Yes,
treatment.
What did
You
it say
can
there?
earn free gift cards to
Good night,
Spectrum.
Joe.
to tell.
Hi, baby, thanks.
It was like laughter. Not the word laughter, but like genuine laughter. You're recording, Rates right? on the IRS. Julie.
Am I? Yes.
Jesus Christ. Little girls.
Yes.
2025. Home. James. And the last income.
You're going to be looking for the letters R-I in that order. You can probably do it. R-I, I-R. Do a hard reset.
Dyslexic.
And a nice fresh clean slate. What were your last 5 terms? What do you got?
At Southern Story.
Repent for tomorrow.
Oh no.
Great week. Anybody here have a birthday? Is the reason why we have a birthday? We got a birthday.
Oh my gosh, it's your birthday.
Sydney's here for my birthday.
I didn't even realize that.
like 3 weeks from now, but we can't.
This is
We were
What's the
like
exact date, by the way?
this was Sid's birthday.
the
present.
26th of September. This one is also.
Oh yeah, my birthday's September
Yeah.
19th.
We all us 4 have birthdays really close to each other.
Okay.
We got a lot of Jesus stuff.
Well, you can start to like not write that stuff down. We're in the Holy City. You're gonna get a lot of it.
Oh, okay.
And not to mention, we are right next to the tallest steeple. It's not that I'm discounting the vibe that we're getting right now because you start getting more of that the closer we get to it. But again, it happens so often. I expect it. I don't find it.
We're not from here, so we don't know where any
I know.
of it is.
Right.
Why doesn't steeple make like that have more like?
Because this is one of the oldest churches here.
Holy ground.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's probably where a lot of people have like their happiest moments. People, when people die, they want to be with Jesus.
So let's kind of move out of these folks' way. How you doing, lady? All right. So Shannon, let's get you muted. Bring it in so I can tell you what goes on here. And like I said, we're gonna stir shit up and we're gonna go. So no. We stop here so we can actually get a little bit of a breeze. So when other tourists come through here, just lower your cameras. Did you hit your record button already? Hit that record button and let's get it done. Yeah, let's hit yours, but keep it nice and low because other people are going to cut through here. Again, it's a pretty popular spot. So this is called Philadelphia Alley now, but it used to be called Duelers Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city. Duels because... Was that my camera that did that weird noise?
Oh no, sorry, the counter isn't going up, so I hit stop and then start again.
Oh. I wouldn't pay any attention because what happens with the timer sometimes with that particular model is if you like accidentally turn it sideways or it went the opposite way, it'll stop and not come back on even though it's still recording.
That'll do it because it's on the side where it wasn't
Got
before.
it. So dueling was illegal. They had to find hiding spots to be able to do this. This just happened to be one of the hiding spots. That's why we're here. Every ghost tour comes down here, and I was going to take it out of my route, but the guy follows me around. We will be near a place of raised emotion for this guy, so I figured we might as well just start with his origin story, which is why we're here. Here's how it goes. A doctor moves here from Rhode Island. Here's your first RI coming out of the Ouija board device. That'll make more sense here in just a minute. But anyway, his name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. In the event that the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up on our recording while we're here, it's not coincidence. We get it all the time. It's part of his name. So Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. Now you had every other J name, by the way, besides Joseph. You had Jimmy, you had James.
I had
was
so
like,
many names.
I know. I was like, where's the Joseph? But anyway, back to the doctor. He moves here because he's supposed to get married. His fiance's name is Amanda. And the reason why he's coming down here and he's supposed to be getting married up there is because Amanda's parents just died and she inherited a lot of money. And the attorney that was handling all of her money told her to get rid of the doctor because he thought that the doctor was just after Amanda's cash. So to prove that he wasn't, the doctor moved here. So on his way into town, the doctor had a coachman that set him up to be robbed and killed. It's kind of like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. Do you have something you want to show me? One is good while we're here. We were talking about duels, so one is good. We're going to see what else shows up. It's a good start. But anyway, somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen to the newcomer, the doctor, because he knew the coachman was going to try to kill him. The person walking by was named Ralph Isaacs. Do those initials sound familiar? Exactly. I will tell you that's the exact reason why we have that device that Sydney's using, because I was getting RI on the time on a regular spirit box. I wanted to verify it was something that only gave us letters, hence why we have that. And we've gotten it about 7 or 8 times in the past year, only when I bring up Ralph. Back to Ralph. He tells the doctor, dude, I know this guy. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. We're going to go to 59 Church Street, where I have friends. They'll rent you a room. You'll be safe. Doc took him up on the offer. The two gentlemen are now friends. The longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making. He's proving his point.
Just
He's
said
not-
goodbye.
Battery.
Stop making me
So,
They're clearly sending a message.
Use your camera.
it's okay. He is. He's fine. He's supposed to hold it. Yeah, he's doing good.
This is the
I
first
forgot.
time to
But
time I-
before he was doing bits.
Good thing I carry 4 batteries with me for this thing. So, back to Ralph. Where was I? Oh, Doctor's proving his point that he's not after Amanda's money and she's moving down soon so they could be married. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is the reason why I hate the story, is because every city you will ever visit that's claimed to be haunted, there you go, fish, is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. This one just happens to be a doctor. There is some legitimacy here. I'm going to get to it. But why are we in Duelers Alley? Let's get into that. Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together. It's like going to see the movies together. But they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. He gets better seats. That's just the way things worked in Charleston back then. So on the way home from seeing Richard III from Shakespeare, they're arguing over the new actress they just saw. Doc thought she was great, and Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's girlfriend, fiance, back home in Rhode Island, and it got really ugly between the two of them. They went their separate ways. So Ralph goes to his friends at the newspaper and places an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Kind of you're a disgrace to society. It's kind of like posting something really bad on Instagram or TikTok about your friends. That's just Remy, by the way. We're in his house.
Was it a cat?
No,
That was
it's
a
a rat.
rat.
Oh, it's a rat.
Remy the
Oh.
rat.
It's a little fella.
He's about the size of a cat. Yeah, he's a rat.
I used to have pet rats.
No, do you remember the rats?
Nancy's rat.
Yep.
So
Remy.
back to the duel.
Chill.
Doctor challenges Ralph and says, you know what, let's just go to Duelers Alley and we can settle this. I want you to remember that this argument started over an actress. Just kind of dumb stuff happened back in the 1700s. So the two gentlemen came down back to back. You guys all know how a duel works because I'm sure most of you have seen Hamilton. You take 10 paces, you turn. Doc pointed his gun in the air and he shot his one bullet. He didn't want to kill his friend, just needed the courage to show up. But Ralph has his one bullet still. He puts it in the kneecap on the doctor. Doc didn't die, he just fell to the ground. Ralph proved his point. He's pissed off, not willing to forgive him. Doc's friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he died 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786, after refusing medical treatment. I'm going to point out two things based on the size of the group that we have tonight. It is 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know of them now. He's also a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning, and he probably tried to bleed it out himself, but he failed because he died. Now, every ghost tour that comes down here tells their guests to listen for the whistles. We have 3 cameras running plus my voice recorder. If we're going to get a whistle on anything, it's going to be from one of those 4 devices. However, on Rachel's device, we have gotten, and I can't tell you, and it's my spot checks, I don't look for it, the whistling part of a song, and then the word doctor from a commercial immediately after.
Oh, that's
Doctor.
crazy.
Wow.
It happens all the time. So just take that in mind. When I do my spot checks, I'm not like looking for things. I listen to minute 1, minute 5, minute 10, 15, and it's in increments. I listen for 1 full minute. What I find is what I find. That's kind of how this goes. By the way, you guys are going to have all the links to be able to verify all of my information that I'm going to give you, by the way, in that report. We'll talk more about that later. If you're going to try this on your own, give me 1 second, Nick. If you guys are going to come down here with your families and walk all the way through here, use the voice recorders from your phone. Just remember, every local knows this story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down here, me included. It's just something we do here. However,
Oh, that would scare me. That would work on me as a tourist.
it does. But even like if there's, I'm just surprised there's no other ghost tours down here right now. Because again, every ghost tour comes down here. So here's how I got booted out of this location, because I've been kicked out of here too. Let's talk about that. Now, this location didn't always go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall about halfway between where we're standing and the street. The reason why is because this is where they kept all of the livestock for the city of Charleston. It was called Cow Alley back then. This was before it was Dueler's Alley. So a lot of cows, goats, and chickens are down here. Why am I telling you this? It started down there and they slowly built it this way. That means those bricks are older than the ones you're standing on. Those bricks on the other side are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There is a full handprint from a slave child down there with fingerprint swipes and others. I used to take my groups all the way through for a history lesson. There's nothing paranormal about that brick. You guys already know how I feel about cemeteries. He's not there. He's not going to be staring at that brick in the afterlife. So I took my group down there one night, and they're all huddled around that brick, waiting for something to happen. I already told them nothing was going to happen. I'm trying to shoo them along because we're standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I'm just trying to be respectful, not realizing I was out of bounds for tours. It wasn't allowed down there. The new owner came out screaming. My daughter was on the tour that night. She was probably about your guys' age, and she thought it was hysterical that her father was getting screamed at. She thought it was great.
We are not the same age as that one. Me and Grace are about to turn 18.
Yeah, that one's 12.
That's 12.
She was about 14,
I'm
15.
sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
we get
I was
offended
telling the
about
boys earlier, like my 18 and 23-year-old are the size of Fisher. Like that's how tall they are. I can never tell how old you guys are. Never. So anyway, so that's the reason why I don't take you guys all the way through anymore, because we're not allowed down there. That's kind of the whole reason. But where we're going next, we're going to be using Fisher's camera as kind of a, it's going to be the experiment. So let's kind of move out of the way so this nice young couple can walk
Oh wait,
through.
I've gotten some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I want to burn with you, shot down with you, and my house has fallen.
Oh.
Didn't like that house burned down?
Yes, how many words are gone? 2 of them are in.
You said shot.
Shot down with you.
No words showing up on those. You said what we need to be in. You said shot down, so kind of have a little bit going on. So I'm sorry. It's a possibility. I like when the word recap shows up here and the word shot. Makes sense at that point. So when we get up and around the corner, I'm going to change out the light for Fisher, so it's a nice bright light for us to work with that apparition out there. Shannon's going to be listening in for sure. Cameras, if you want to get stopped on your camera at this point, we're going to go up around.
Is the Holy Ghost joining us for this? No.
I would never. I don't think we know.
Keep me guys around.
You just don't live.
You're good.
Nick, as you were turned away and as you said, ask them to move a hand, their left hand went.
Was it their left or your left? Remember, if they're facing you, it's going to be their right.
Yeah, their right lifted up.
I got FDR.
And then
I'm
you
your
had-
Franklin D.
You
Roosevelt.
had IR on there. I'm still going to take note of it, just because.
Just because I have
It's almost like he's mocking us at that point, because he knows we want it in forward motion. Remember, we can't get things from Big John over here, too.
Oh, I'm like,
How we doing on any?
Oh no, you're good. I'm over the top. You're fine.
Nothing. Again, we see where it would be
Can
a weird
someone
thing for us to get a 9 or a 12
Can
over
someone
here.
ask for him like
Don't
to
save me. I don't
incredible.
want to be saved.
to show
Incredible.
himself like on the meter?
Why don't
thing
you
or
ask?
this?
Rachel, you got anything?
Don't save me. I don't want to be saved.
Okay, you had the word daughter too, and then you had baby
Yeah, I know.
as well, didn't you?
Maybe he's feeling
oh, I got RI.
Yeah, it was that song.
Okay.
I got RI
Maybe.
right after IR.
What's her
course.
name? Sue. Maybe Sue is feeling.
I'd be shy too.
I had a bus driver named Miss Sue.
Now, Sue's my biggest eye, but this Sue.
Getting weird little things in there, but
What? I'm sorry. It
made
was
me
off my
jump.
ear, and then I put it in my ear, and it was just a scream.
Oh.
That scares me.
Rachel, if you already not gonna touch you.
Next time, that was scary.
Next time you scream in a cemetery, I'm just gonna backhand you. That's just gonna have to be how it is.
There is a light on the.
Ew,
on
it said devil.
tombstone.
Oh.
There's a light on that.
Nick, did you hear that?
tombstone.
No.
Yeah.
It said devil.
It's a lighter colored tombstone. And it's
No,
more in the foreground, and there's a light near it.
No, like it's like a mirror thing.
Yes. You see?
what do you guys see what I'm gonna do to you
If
next?
you're a person
Or
like
last
standing in front
Oh,
of you,
no.
you move like
I'm excited.
your left hand up.
Organizational. I don't know what that is. You should just.
Nick, can you
Organization.
look
I'm
at
surprised you could read that.
this? I sounded out.
Who's trying to come through?
Remember, choosing light we can't see with our own eyes. So it's kind
Bigger! Oh, sorry.
Anything else crazy?
Nah. I reset it. It's like been at like the regular like level it was at. But it's just
74?
Oh, no, that was
Oh, that's how many terms we've had so
If
far.
I got
Sounds like you're repeating
Sue
the
is
same thing.
here, could you please make yourself known on
You
my
got dog?
camera? And
I
mine
have to tell you
also.
what dog means.
what? No,
Alright. So she got the word dog on there, and I told you guys I would. Let's go ahead and put you on mute for just a minute. So normally I would tell you a pirate story over here. The pirate story that I would normally tell you is of Anne Bonny. Do you guys know who that is? So Anne Bonny fell in love with a guy named Calico Jack. Have you guys seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
Calico Jack is the character, the real person that they based the Jack Sparrow character off of. Okay, so Anne Bonny was his lover. That was his girlfriend. When they got caught for piracy, she was pretty mad at Jack. So she told Jack when they were being arrested, if you would have fought like a man, you wouldn't be hanged like a dog. So the word dog shows up here all the time.
She got dog like a while ago too. Like when you were talking about the pirate story, she
Yeah,
like got
and again, we still get remnants of that story because she haunts right across the street. So again, it's interesting that we still get things relevant to that specific story. As far as how much, what's your timer say? What did you got? At this?
6 minutes.
About 6.5 minutes. All right, so not a whole lot going on here. I'm sure you guys can agree to that. So here's what's going to happen next. Cameras, go ahead and put a stop. That way, Kevin can relax. Poor guy. See what the hell we're up to. So. You're fine. Your headphone will hold it in place. That way they're not looking over here going, what is Nick up to now? So Kevin, you'll just have to look straight ahead. It will line up with you.
Okay.
Again, it's not going to be 3D Jurassic Park.
Halloween.
Okay.
yeah.
Too loud, too loud, too loud. Let's get a tap on the shoulder. Okay, Henry.
With you.
Henry.
Just twist this for the
A
lineup.
woman whispering ta ta ta.
Henry. If you're here, we want to talk about your work and your book, please.
Up and down with a drop.
Henry.
363.
There is an image potentially a book. It's kind of hard to make out, but it looks like it's trying to be a book.
there's a way.
Henry,
And just go.
you got the image of the book. Thank you for that. Proving that you're a writer. And this young lady just said, where there's a will, there's a way. Your son's name is Willie. Do you want to speak about your son? You can take all the pictures you want. You're not bothering me. Henry, did you want to talk about your son?
Writing.
If so, tell us your son's birthday, please. You can just give us the number. We're okay with that. You can give us an image of his birthday. What is it before that?
Faith. A new day in my life.
Henry, we have the word
Get
next.
back with a chance.
Off time.
Would you rather talk about your death
Level
since we
the
already
playing
have
field.
a picture of a book? Henry, did somebody else come here with you? It's a yes/no question.
Do you have to?
Henry,
One is more important. That we
If you believe.
Henry,
There's some stories out there everywhere.
Henry, do you know Dr. Lazarus come here from time to time? His house is nearby. Can you let us know the
How's the update at the view?
You might want to stand behind him. That way you can reach. That's normally what I have. Yeah, how many people did you bring, Henry?
24.
But that's also Willie's birthday. Thank you for answering that.
And I died.
And Henry, what month did you and your son die in? You both died in the same month. Can you tell us what that month was? That month is October, so everybody knows what that is. Henry, what month did you...
What's happening?
I'm asking you different questions that I don't normally ask. How about that? Give us the month that you and your son died in.
Playing field.
Again, a lot of what they're going to say that 4 or 5 things.
Her dad was
I kind of saw a face behind her for a split second. I'm not sure if that was Bella's shirt.
Okay.
25.
24 and 25. Henry, I'm looking for a month. What month did you and Willie die in? Take the image. We all know the same, I guess, holiday that's in October. Do it on the thing. Like that holiday's changed from 0. Henry,
I'm okay.
you need to let us know.
Appreciate it.
Do you want me to show you some recognition? Is that the deal?
300,000.
A lot of recognition.
Normally, when we get things like appreciate,
President.
show me recognition, he wants me to read some of his work.
Believe. I feel like I should be there right now.
That's a long phrase.
I just heard a baby back there. That might have been me last.
2017.
We got 2017 earlier as well.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the drive-thru.
Anyway, let's go to something more specific. I asked about your death. You want to answer that?
And I decided to go.
Okay, so who's here?
Go to.
Who's here? Give us your first name then.
Steven.
Wow.
Stephen. I don't know anything about you, Stephen. Can you tell me who you were?
4 balloons. Talk
president has shown up twice, and she just said W. We are in Washington Park, just so everybody knows.
And there's a George Michael.
Ha 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 ha.
Henry,
She's really.
can you tell us who else came here with you? Who is this gentleman? And I don't know.
You're good.
Henry, back to you. I'm more interested in the month that you passed away. When did that happen? I forgot the story. Timers? I'm gonna go about
Watch and see.
3 more minutes, just so you guys know. 10:54.
Pennsylvania.
Henry, what does Pennsylvania have to do with anything? We'll take some more images. So Kevin is gonna fall asleep in there.
Lately. Lately.
Sounds like you're sick, huh?
12.
You were both born in December. I asked when you got. What month did you got? Henry, you're not giving us much tonight. We had a few things.
I've moved up.
Wow.
Too good for you.
Being a jerk tonight. Henry, another image would be great. I'll make a deal. You give us another image.
Misery.
We'll wrap things up. Several.
Heart.
Henry, give us another image.
Clearly you. Mom.
See, you kind of like hit the whammy button. Henry, let's get another image. You want to show us more about your work or the day of your death? We'll take it.
A few dollars.
Who wants payment here?
Stop caring.
I'm down for 5 to a few though, so
Stop.
we can probably barter down.
Miss you.
I'll put money on
A gas.
Henry,
Travel.
we're going to wrap things up. Can you say goodnight? Can you tell us goodnight?
Kick your asses.
Henry, that's likely not. Henry, we're going to wrap it up.
No way.
Tell us goodnight. Find the frequency and tell us goodnight.
Help you.
Alright, Bill, you might want to come to this side. We're going to wrap things up here in a minute. Henry going once.
You.
Henry going twice.
We'll see. Yeah.
Wow. Randy, go ahead and tap him out.
You
Kevin,
will
peel it
see
off.
it.
Alright, nobody get up. I need baby giraffes falling on the ground.
Oh.
Oh, to say your name?
Oh no!
Alright,
Kevin.
so let's get you
Like
stopped.
that.
I thought.
Is it good or what?